Are we going to be in a world next year that we're going to see more rules-based monetary policy now?
No, I don't think so at all. And I think this week's hearings in Congress will be, I think, quite illustrative for it. I think there's a lot of emphasis on more accountability from central banks, and there are political pressures across many economies to push in that direction. But ultimately, the points that Michael raised are very important. I think monetary policy is too complex to be phrased into specific rules, and I think ultimately central banks will be successful in fending off the pressure to push them in that direction.
Michael, what do you think? Because part of and Randy Krols was talking about is, look, there's so much unpredictability in the Fed. We need some predictability for the markets, and rules-based is a way to get there.
I think the challenge with that approach is that, as Michael and our fellow guest was indicating, is that the rules are not only very complex, but some of them are arguably broken as well, right? And I think the Fed has been learning on the job a little bit that some of these things that we all learned in business school or economics departments are not necessarily as relevant. I mean, when you talk about this aggressive central banking, you have to talk about inflation, and the inflation story is increasingly nuanced and complex and sort of difficult to get your arms around. So I think that's where a Janet Yellen type strategy is going to be, I think very relevant. Again, I think the, really understanding, as Mike points out, which Taylor rule is going to be implemented is going to be probably as confusing as not being rules based. I think the answer to going away from rules is just to signal as far in advance as possible what you're thinking about and to be, highly communicative.